never had a civil case before, have you?
No.
No? Okay, let me give you your first lesson on civil cases. They're about money. Expert witnesses, discovery, all that crap costs money. It takes time. And the more time we spend, the less we make, so it settles.
Well, are you sure it should settle? I mean, a young woman goes in for an abdominal... Tummy tuck. The plastic surgeon does the procedure and anesthesia himself in his own surgery center, and she ends up with serious injuries. I think she has a legitimate claim.
I know. That's the beauty of it. You dream of a case like this. Good facts, good client, quick money for her and us. And here she is, right on time. And hi, welcome.
Thank you.
And next up, Ashford v. Stephen Benson, MD, West LA Surgical Center. It's a medical malpractice claim. The plaintiff, a waitress, 27 years old, claims negligence during a cosmetic surgery on elective abdominoplasty. Our client, Dr. Stephen Benson, performed the procedure. Please note there's a change in the plaintiff's attorney of record. Her last one's been disbarred. The case has been referred to the law firm of Grant H. Cooper. I don't know this lawyer. Anybody had any dealings with Mr. Cooper? In that case, moving on.
Excuse me.
Yes, Ms.
Manat. Kate Manat. I went to law school with Mr. Cooper's associate. We were study partners. His name is, David Ross. He's pretty smart. He graduated high school at 12, passed the bar at 18. They call him Skip, because he skipped so many grades.
And what about this Mr. Cooper?
I've only met him once, and he seemed sort of low end.
Do we need to worry about him?
No, I wouldn't say so.
We're in good shape. Very good shape. I talked to the doctor's lawyers this morning, and they're offering to settle right now.
That's fantastic. For how much?
$120,000.
Oh, wow. Look, I never used to care very much about money, but now there are so many medical payments, and I don't know how I'm going to find a wheelchair-accessible apartment that I can afford.
Listen, don't you worry about a thing. Everything is going according to my plan. This was just their opening offer, which means they're willing to negotiate. Now, I'm not going to promise anything, but I think I can get them up to $200,000, maybe $250,000.
That's it?
I promise you, we're going to get you everything that you deserve and more. Okay? Okay. Dee, can you help Miss Ashford out, please? Now listen, trust me. Everything's going to be okay. I've never left any money on the table yet. Okay? Good. Okay. You know, we're going to have to get a system for when I'm meeting with a client. I got it. When I'm meeting with a client, you shut up.
I just think maybe we're not up for a case like this. A big firm with money and manpower and resources, they should have it.
A great case walks through that door, wheels through that door, and you want to give it away? The woman goes in for a simple cosmetic procedure, a tummy tuck, and loses the use of her legs? It's like a gift from God.
You haven't even picked up all of the discovery yet. You just want the money without doing the work.
There's no point in doing the work. People still think you can get rich off these med-mal trials. Well, you can't. The insurance industry got the legislature to pass a law limiting jury awards to $250K. That's it.
But that's for simple negligence. If we can prove gross negligence or intentional misconduct, there's a chance we can go higher.
There's a bigger chance that you can end up with nothing, or less than nothing. And if we get hit for attorney's fees, we're bankrupt.
But if it goes to trial...
It's not going to go to trial. We're going to settle this thing for as much as we can get.
Are we just going to settle all our cases?
We're going to settle the ones I tell you we're going to settle. Now, this is your first civil case. How about you learn something before you have opinions?
I only took this job because I wanted to try cases. You know, what the heck is the point? I'm just gonna sell everything out anyway. What's the difference?
Skip. Have you ever failed?
What?
You're 18. You finished high school at what, 9?
12.
How many times did you have to take the bar?
Once.
Exactly. You've never experienced failure, have you?
No, not true. I led in JV cross country. I never won a single race.
I'm talking about real failure. The kind you have to struggle back from, the kind that affects your life. I spent 4 years in prison, and nobody's failed more than Cooper.
I know he's lost a few cases.
More than a few. Until you came into the picture. You're his hope. He sees you as his future.
I don't even think he likes me.
Trust me, if he didn't like you, you wouldn't be here. He talks to you. He even listens to you sometimes, and I've never seen Cooper listen to anybody, ever.
Listens to me? Did you even hear what he said to me in there?
Hey, do you ever think maybe he wants to settle because he's afraid of losing? So instead of griping, why don't you help him win?
Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
Why did you get the surgery? I mean, I saw your before pictures, and you were really pretty.
Skip.
Oh, no. I mean, you're pretty now, too, but it's just, it's not like you needed it.
Wow, that's the weirdest compliment I ever got.
So why did you do it? It's not like you're overweight.
I always wanted to fit into one of those bikinis. I mean, everywhere you look, magazines, TV, the clubs, every girl is just so thin and fabulous. So I just saved up for like years and decided to go for it.
Yeah, but surgery? There's lots of other ways.
And I tried them all. Nothing worked. And by then, I would have given anything not to be that pretty girl if she'd lose a few pounds. I guess I just didn't realize how much that would be.
So this is funny, huh? You and me working opposite sides of the case?
Yeah, really funny. Well, I guess it's not really funny. I mean, yeah.
It's just really weird working on a plastic surgery case. I mean, half the people in my firm have had some kind of work done.
I know. Our client is only 27, and she's already had tummy tuck, liposuction, and Botox.
Well, that's LA.
Huh?
So do you guys even have a theory of the case?
Well, yeah, sure. A woman goes in for a small outpatient procedure, she's supposed to be able to walk out of there.
Well, I don't see how you can blame our doctor for that before you've seen the evidence. Mr. Cooper never even picked up all the discovery.
Here you are, sir.
I'll get that. It's on the firm.
Thank you very much. So is this all the discovery then?
Actually, that's the index.
This is all for the Ashford case?
It's a medical malpractice suit. There's a lot of complicated expert testimony and research.
I mean, it would take us 6 months to go through all this. It dawns on me that I shouldn't be telling you that.
I'm probably violating attorney-client privilege, but my senior partner asked if anybody knew you, and I told him I did.
Telling me doesn't violate attorney-client privilege. It violates the attorney work product doctrine. Anything lawyers working in the same firm say to each other in preparation for a trial, that's privileged.
I know that.
Oh. Was that your question?
No, I was telling you because I felt kind of weird talking about you behind your back.
Why? Did you say something bad?
No, not about you, but I did sort of share my impressions of Mr. Cooper. Look, I'm sorry. You have no idea how cutthroat it is here. When your name was mentioned in the morning meeting, it was a chance for me to actually speak. I don't think most of the partners even know my name.
That's okay. But you know, Cooper's really not that bad a guy.
I just don't think he has any idea what he's up against.
Oh, I think he does. What is he up against?
These guys play hardball, believe me. Tell Cooper to take the settlement offer while he still can.
So now you think we should take the offer. Whereas this morning, you wanted to hold out for more. A lot more.
I know, but I just talked to my friend Kate.
Kate, that would be the one you have the thing for from law school.
I don't have a thing for her, just... She's an associate at Marshall Brickman. She says we should jump on it right now. They know we're outgunned, Grant.
Really? Hey, Dee, did you hear this one? They think we're outgunned.
Aren't we?
Not this time. Let me tell you something about your friend Kate. Dee, can you help me with these damn things? Your friend Kate is just trying to make points with the big boys.
That's exactly what she just told me. How did you know?
Because I've seen her type before. Hell, I married one or two of them. Take no prisoners, do anything to win. But while you were over there getting smoke blown up your drawers by your girlfriend, her boss called me.
He did?
Are you coming or not?
Well, let's get right to it, shall we? Since you've rejected our initial settlement proposal of $120,000, we are prepared to give you a revised offer.
Great. We're prepared to listen.
With the usual caveats and non-disclosure agreement, we are now prepared to offer your client a settlement all in of $100,000.
There must be some mistake.
Said offer to expire at close of business today. Tomorrow the offer will be $75,000, the day after $50,000. I think you see where we're going with this?
But that's... You can't... She's in a wheelchair.
I understand. I am sorry. According to our research, it's not the result of any action or inaction by our client. Frankly, it's only because of the generosity and goodwill of Dr. Benson you're being offered anything at all.
You've got to be kidding me. You know I can't advise my client to take an offer of less money.
Let's be honest, Mr. Cooper. We both know why you're here. You thought we'd fold before trial because we'd be afraid to risk losing to you. We're calling your bluff. Are we ready? Well, Mr. Cooper, Mr. Ross, looks like we're going to trial.
The doctor did something wrong? This is your theory?
Yeah, and it's a good one. Res ipsa loquitur. It's Latin. It means...
The thing speaks for itself. The law presumes a person's injuries were caused by negligence because the accident is the kind that wouldn't occur unless someone was negligent.
So why'd you ask?
It doesn't mean we don't have to prove it. And according to Metzger's trial preparation list, we still have to prepare our witness, organize our medical files, confer with a medical expert.
Man, you gotta chill. It's just like being in college and staying up late to finish a paper.
You never had to do that, did you?
No, I like to be prepared. You should try it sometime, Grant.
I heard that, and it's not helping.
Yes, doctor, the trial's tomorrow. Will you be available to testify? Yes, I do.
How are we doing on our witness list?
Counting our client, so far we've got one.
Okay, I think I found a doctor who's willing to testify for us, and he can be here by tomorrow.
Oh, thank God.
He wants $10,000, first-class airfare, and a suite at the Peninsula, non-smoking.
Keep calling.
You know, we should really start working on our opening statement.
I'll handle it.
You haven't done an opening in a while. Maybe I should take care of it.
Damn it, I said I'll do it.
David.
Hey, Kate.
Hey, here's our witness list.
Oh, thanks. This is great.
Yeah, great. I went to law school so I could be a delivery girl. Go for a clerk.
Well, no, you look good.
You'll have to excuse Skip. He's got to go to work on a cross-exam that he'll be doing in trial. One day you'll thank me. I just saved you years of alimony.
Dr. Benson, you will see, is a physician with a spotless reputation. We all feel terribly sorry for the plaintiff, but he is not to blame for what happened. Thank you.
Mr. Cooper, do you still intend to waive your opening statement?
Yeah, have to say something.
I know. It's been a while.
Mr. Cooper.
Yes, Your Honor. I will make an opening statement. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, were it not for the negligence of the defendant, Dr. Stephen Benson, none of us would be here today. And yet, here we are. And that's what our evidence will show. Thank you very much.
Well, it was short. Well, what about a job? Have you been able to find employment since the procedure?
There's not a lot of work for a waitress in a wheelchair. It kind of makes it hard to carry the plates. And I haven't found anything else yet. Other than SSI, I don't really have any income at all. It's kind of scary.
What about your social life?
You think it's hard to meet guys when you're a few pounds overweight? Try being in a wheelchair.
Thank you. No further questions.
That was a good move, putting her in front of the witness stand.
Oh, you didn't have a choice. There's no ramp. 3/4 of the courts in California don't comply with the Americans with Disabilities Act.
That sucks. It's great for getting sympathy from the jury, but that sucks.
Ms. Ashford, I'm sure this can't be easy for you. How are you holding up? Would you like to take a break?
No, I'm fine.
Well, you let us know, okay? Have you ever used birth control pills?
Objection! Relevance, Your Honor.
Relevance, Your Honor.
We're just trying to determine if she was on any medication she didn't tell her physicians about that could have affected the administration of her anesthesia.
I'll allow it. Overruled.
Be cool, be cool.
You may answer the question.
I have used them, sure, but I put that on the form at the hospital.
Oh, right. I see that now. How about marijuana? Ecstasy, cocaine. Ever used any of those prior to your surgery?
Well, yeah, I suppose that I've tried some things, but not for a while, and nothing near my surgery.
Which one have you used? Pot, ecstasy, cocaine, all three?
I don't... It was just... I guess so.
So, all three. But I don't see that on your surgery admittance form. You didn't put those drugs on your form, did you?
No.
I'm sorry, I didn't quite hear that.
No, I didn't.
I see. And isn't it true that you spent a sizable portion of your limited income on ways to make yourself look better?
Now, I had the tummy tuck, but I saved up for that.
You also had liposuction and Botox injections, isn't that true?
Oh, we should have prepared her better.
Don't give me that we crap. You mean me. Dr. Benson, hi. We haven't been formally introduced.
Hey, get the hell away from my client, Cooper. Your case is blowing up. Don't make it worse.
That guy has done as many tummy tucks as I've done trials. Why did he screw this one up? I'll see you later.
Well, don't we have to talk strategy?
I'm going for a walk.
I'm not gonna apologize. If you'd just taken the settlement offer, none of that would have happened. And who are you to complain anyway? At least you get to try cases instead of color-coding exhibits all day while some partner checks out your ass. So you know what, Skip? Screw you.
Your friend seems nice.
enough, you told her at lunch to help smear our client, and then she yells at you.
I think your little girlfriend's gone over to the dark side.
She's not my... Never mind.
Right.
All right. I've been doing some thinking.
Thinking or drinking?
Same thing. These bastards want a war. Well, by God, they've got one.
You need ammo to fight a war. We've got nothing. We don't even have an expert witness.
Well, what about the guy up north who said he would testify for us?
He wanted $10,000.
And a suite at the Peninsula. But I think I could have talked him into a double at the Beverly Wilshire.
Talk him into a single at the Sheraton. I know the night guy.
What difference does it make? We don't have the money to pay him.
Skip, let me tell you something about lawyers like us. We're kind of like pirates. Sure, we don't have the resources of the big boys like Marshall Brickman. But we're the kind of guys, when we believe in a case, and I mean really believe in it, we put it all on the line. We go the limit. Like a gambler, we bet it all. Because we know we're onto a sure thing.
I thought we were pirates.
Dee, where's the box?
The what?
The box. You know all those credit card applications they send you and most people throw away? Well, I fill them out and send them in. Precisely for times like these. Okay. All right, we're gonna sort these, get rid of the maxed ones, and max out the rest.
Have you made a payment on any of these since the last time I was here? Then they're all maxed out. Don't look at me, I haven't gotten paid in weeks. Don't you have some savings bonds or baseball cards you could sell?
Well, I got no other choice. I knew this was gonna happen one day. All right, let's go see Rocinante. I wouldn't have named just any car. This is just like the one Steve McQueen drove in Bullet. The movie. You've never seen it? Forget it. Yeah, I give Carlos a couple bucks a month to store it.
Wow, that's pretty great.
Yeah. I bought it when I won my first big case.
What's it doing here?
I haven't felt much like driving lately. So I stored it here for when I might need it again. Like now.
Cooper, you can't sell this car.
I got the pink slip.
That's not what I meant.
You do think we can win, right?
I checked out our expert. If we have him, then I really think we can win. He wrote the book on the subject.
Well, and that's it. If you can't bet everything, don't play.
Thank you for agreeing to do this on such short notice, Doctor.
Oh, my pleasure. From what I have seen in these medical files, it looks like you have an excellent case.
Yeah, we think so. But it's always better for juries to hear it from an expert.
Indeed.
Ready?
Oh, do you have my check? Good, thank you.
And after reviewing Ms. Ashford's medical files, what did you conclude?
I concluded that the patient's injuries were likely caused by a hematoma as a result of negligence by her physician.
Thank you.
Unless she had some pre-existing condition that could not have been detected or something of that nature, in which case it might not have been negligence at all.
I am so sorry that you sold your car for that.
Tell me about it. See, this is one of the things they don't teach you in law school. Sometimes you don't get what you pay for.
Hi.
Hi.
It's not going well, is it?
No. It's fine. Everything is going to be okay.
Okay. Excuse me, I'm just...
Sure. Their expert is up next. What do we do?
You gotta hurt him, Skip. Hurt him bad.
How likely would you say it is that Miss Ashford's injuries were caused by the defendant, Dr. Benson?
A simple procedure like this, I say it's virtually impossible. For a physician with the training and experience of Dr. Benson, it just doesn't happen.
Thank you, doctor. No further questions.
Wait, never? You're saying that in the entire history of the world, nobody has ever made a mistake that could cause her injuries?
I don't know about that.
You're being paid by the defense, isn't that right?
Well, it's common for expert witnesses to be compensated for their time. I'm sure your expert was paid.
Well, he wouldn't have done it if he wasn't. Just like you. There's a name for that, isn't there? Someone who works for money.
Objection!
Employee. No, the word I was thinking of was employee. What did you think I was gonna...
Thank you, Mr. Ross.
Okay, right. Do you mind if I ask you a few more questions, sir?
Go ahead.
Actually, I'd like to read something to you, and you tell me if you would agree or disagree with it.
Sure.
Because of the high risk of hematoma, spinal anesthesia should never be done without a board-certified anesthesiologist present. Would you agree with that?
Well, it's a little extreme. I know a number of doctors who do this procedure without a
So
certified
you would
anesthesia.
disagree?
Yes, I would.
That's very interesting. You see, you wrote that statement for American Anesthesia Quarterly, June 1998. Sir, were you wrong then, or are you wrong now? Or are you just trying to get paid twice? Thank you for your time.
I gotta tell you, Skip, you ought to just retire right now, because it doesn't get any better than that.
Aw, thanks. I have to say, I did feel pretty good when we got to the part about the insertion of the catheter past the vertebral lamina.
Yeah, that was the fun part. Excuse me a second. Dr. Benson? Excuse me.
I'll call you back.
Grant Cooper.
I know who you are.
Listen, I just wanted to take a moment and let you know how much respect I have for the medical profession. I mean, the work that you people do every day with helping people is amazing. No matter how this turns out, I just want you to know I respect that.
Yeah. Okay, thanks.
No, thank you. Really. Listen, I've been thinking about getting a little work done, maybe my eyes a little under the chin, you know, like that. And you know how they always say it's safer to fly after a crash because the mechanics are extra careful? Well, I was wondering...
I don't think that would be appropriate.
Oh.
What was all that about?
I was just confirming something I've been thinking about. Benson's a drunk. A drinker can always tell another drinker. The look in his eye, the mints on his breath, the telltale bulge in his coat. With his experience, screws up a procedure that he's done 1,000,000 times. I knew it had to be something like that. Don't look at me like that. I've never been lit for trial. Sure, maybe a pop before closing. This guy's operating on people.
Yeah, but how do you know Benson was drinking on the day of the surgery?
He's a drinker. If he's awake, he's drinking.
David, how did you get in here?
They thought I was a messenger. Grant thinks your client may have a drinking problem. Do you know anything about that?
No, nothing.
No? Because if you did have any evidence to that effect, you would be obligated to turn it over to us or face sanctions under California Civil Code.
I'm familiar with the rules of civil procedure, thank you.
Huh. Well, that's good to know. Because I was thinking that following the rules was something they didn't let you do over here.
So now it comes out. I got a job here and you didn't. You're jealous.
Jealous of you? Okay, maybe I was a little. But the thing is, I have a client now who will never be able to walk again. And I keep thinking that the next patient that your client works on might not be so lucky. So, to tell you the truth, I'm not jealous. Because I feel like I'm actually doing something worthwhile with my law degree.
And I'm not? How dare you lecture me on my career choices? You were number one in our class. Okay, so the big law firms didn't hire you because of your age, but you could have taught law school or clerked for a judge. Instead, you're working for Grant Cooper.
I wanted to try cases. And I'm helping a woman who needs me. So I am fine with how things turned out. How are you?
I think you should go.
Fine. Look, I know you, Kate. You want to be like them, but you're not. So, if you look me in the eye and tell me that there is nothing in those files, I'll believe you.
Hey, how you doing? What can I get you?
Maybe later.
All righty.
Let me ask you something.
Sure.
You recognize that guy?
Yeah. Dr. Benson, Johnny Walker Black, straight up with the water bag. Yeah, I know. You're not supposed to be in here. This is a private club.
I'm waiting on someone. Does he come in here often?
Fair amount. Never when he's on duty.
Well, maybe you made an exception.
That's possible. Hey, you're a lawyer, right? I don't like lawyers.
Huh. Join the club.
Hey, Russ.
Look.
A bourbon neat?
I think this guy's drinking put a young woman in a wheelchair. We're in trial on it right now. I'm gonna need you to testify.
Thanks.
Yeah. I don't like to get involved, you know. Bartender privilege and all.
Well, if you want us to serve you a subpoena, we can do that. D, fill out a subpoena and serve it on Mr. What's your last name, Russ?
Let me take care of it. There you go. I go off shift in about 20 minutes. After that, I'm gonna do a little fishing down in Cabo. You two are trespassing. Get out of here.
Can he do that?
I'm not a cop. I can't arrest him. I could ask the court to hold him in contempt, and in 2 years they might hear it, maybe.
So that's it?
That's it.
Doctor, how many of these procedures would you say you've performed in your lifetime?
In my lifetime? No, thousands.
And of those thousands, how many have resulted in injury of any kind to the patient?
Other than a little soreness, none.
Thank you, Doctor. No further questions.
Maybe it would help if you could tell us what you do to prepare.
What do you mean?
Well, for example, before a trial, I like to read over all the files again, just to make sure that I'm thoroughly acquainted with the case. What about you, Doctor? Do you look over your equipment, check the patient's chart?
Yes, of course, always.
What else do you do to prepare for a procedure?
I'm not sure I understand what you mean.
Are you familiar with the bar at a place called the Bay City Beach Club?
I'm a member of that club, if that's what you mean.
No, I ask you about the bar. You spend a lot of time there, do you?
I've been there a few times.
Is that what Russ, the bartender there, will say when we ask him?
Well, maybe more now that I think about it. I don't really recall.
Maybe more. Maybe more. Well, just how many times more, Doctor? Would that be more than 2, less than a dozen? How many times would you say you've been there?
I don't know. I've been there a few times after work. Maybe you should ask him.
That's a very good idea. Maybe we should also ask him where you were right before you did the surgery on my client.
Objection, Your Honor. This has gone far enough. This bartender isn't even on their witness list.
Mr. Cooper?
Shake your head. I've just been informed that this witness is unavailable, Your Honor. I withdraw the question.
Your Honor!
Sustained. The jury will disregard all of the witnesses' testimony regarding this bar and its bartender. Mr. Cooper, don't do that again.
Yes, Your Honor.
Hello?
Hello? Hello?
Officially, my firm has no relevant evidence whatsoever that your client's entitled to. On the other hand, I think a very legitimate and defensible argument can be made that you're entitled to contents of that envelope. You didn't get it from me.
You sure your girlfriend isn't setting us up?
She's not. I'm sure. I trust her.
Mr. Cooper, Mr. Ross, do you wish to call any witnesses for rebuttal?
We do, Your Honor. We call Mr. Adam Richmond to the stand. You've been a patient at the West LA Surgical Center on more than one occasion, is that right?
Many more than one.
Well, how many would you say, ballpark?
Let's see, I've had my neck done, my nose, my eyes, chin, a couple of lipos, about a half dozen or so.
You look good.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, sure. And did Dr. Benson do all the procedures?
Yes. And he took the time to check up on me after every one.
So you've never had any problems with any of them?
No, never a problem at all.
And what about the morning of July the 16th? The day that my client, Miss Ashford, was about to have her procedure. You were there too, weren't you?
Yes, I was there for my follow-up visit for my second lipo.
And did Dr. Benson visit with you that day as well?
Yes, he did. I remember that very clearly.
Oh. Why is that?
Well, because I smelled alcohol in his breath, and his hands were shaking.
Objection. His impressions are...
Lay witness can testify as to their impressions.
Objection overruled.
My impression was he was drunk.
Objection. Your Honor, this witness's testimony is inflammatory and extremely prejudicial.
Mr. Marshall had no objections when the witness was singing his client's praises. Or was that okay prejudicial?
Overruled. The question and answer will stand.
15 years of professionalism. And here we have nothing more than smoke and mirrors pitched by a couple of low-rent ambulance chasers trying to make a buck off a tragedy. They have not proved their case by a scintilla, let alone a preponderance of the evidence. It's lawyers like them that drive our insurance premiums up with their frivolous lawsuits. Don't make my client pay for their greed. Don't take away his most valuable asset, his reputation, for something he did not do.
They've got their fancy charts, smart lawyers, and expensive experts. I have this marker, that piece of paper, and one word.
You handled yourself very, very well. Why did they push it back? Well, I'm not really quite sure, but...
Will you stop that? It's not going to make the jury come out any faster.
Sorry.
A drunk? 15 years of practicing medicine, that's all I am, is a drunk?
Hey, Stephen.
You think I can't tell a drunk too, Mr. Cooper? Huh? Do you?
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
Has the jury reached a verdict?
We have, Your Honor.
In the matter of Nadine Ashford versus Stephen Benson, MD, how do you find?
Your Honor, we, the jury, find for the plaintiff, Nadine Ashford. One thing, Your Honor, we know there's a cap to the amount of damages we can award for pain and suffering, but are we allowed to award punitive damages against the defendant beyond that amount?
No, I'm sorry. On these facts, you cannot. The most you can award the plaintiff is $250,000. We're adjourned.
Okay.
Well, it's more than they offered, right? And we can appeal.
Well, they'll probably just double the verdict, but just to make us go away. It's not what you deserve. But it's the best you can do nowadays.
You just, excuse me 1 second. Okay, just listen. I just wanted to tell you.
You won your first civil case. Congratulations.
Well, we couldn't have done it without you. What you did was incredibly noble.
Quitting the firm, that would have been noble. For what it's worth, I'm very proud of you.